One is never enough. One is never enough for us. Two or more are required. When we commence our seduction of you and launch those missiles towards you bearing love, passion and desire, we repeatedly tell you that you are the one. You are the only one that we want. All of our life we have waited for this moment to be with the one, you. This singularity of number meets singularity of purpose. One is all that we want. We tell you this, we text you this, and we do so repeatedly in order to put you on that pedestal. The world may as well just be populated by you and me. Nobody else matters. All that we want is you, and you alone. The effect of such words makes you feel extremely special, revered and worshipped, and it feels wonderful, doesn't it? Being the sole recipient of our attention, such wonderful, dedicated, and loving attention is uplifting, joyful, and magnificent. Recently, I read a quote from Robert A. Heinlein, which revolved around kissing. Essentially, this quote referred to the fact that when most people kiss, they are not putting their all into it. They have other things on their mind. They might be worrying about work. They know they have to put the rubbish out. They are wondering what is for dinner, and as a consequence, that person's kiss is nowhere near as it should be, because that person has distractions. The person they are kissing does not have their total attention. There is considerable merit in such a proposition. What we manage to do, however, is make you think that nobody else matters, that you are the only person we are kissing, have ever kissed, and will ever kiss. We make you the center of our universe, and you believe it. Yet the reality is that whilst we exhibit this singularity of attention on you, we have so many other people in mind. Understand that when you are with one of our kind, there is never a time when it is just you and me. There is always you, me, and her, or him, or them. Your dynamic with us is not exclusive. It never is. It is not your sole preserve. You are shared throughout the entirety of your relationship with us, from the beginning until, well, forever. I do not necessarily mean that we are engaged in a sexual relationship with someone else when we are with you, but the fact is that when you think it is just you and I, there is far more going on than you will realize. At the outset, when I am seducing you, I make you feel like the only girl in the world. However, there will be at least two other dynamics ongoing. The first is that I will be embarking on a cruel campaign against your predecessor. I will be considering how next to provoke them and punish them, so I am able to draw negative fuel from them. I will undoubtedly tell you about them as I explain how horrible and abusive that person is to me. What you are less likely to know is that I am sending them abusive messages, stalking them, and organizing various methods of manipulation to keep punishing them during their period of devaluation. The second dynamic is, at the outset, I may also be working on another prospect as well as you. In the extremely unlikely event that you ever had access to one of my mobile phones, and you looked in the messages, you would see something like this. Message to you, timed at 7:48 p.m. I cannot stop thinking about you. What have you done to me? I love it though. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, even though it is too long to wait for my aching heart. Message to her, 7:50 p.m. I cannot stop thinking about you. What have you done to me? I love it though. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, even though it is too long to wait for my aching heart. There then may even be message to her number 2, 7:52 p.m. I cannot stop thinking about you. What have you done to me? I love it though. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, even though it is too long to wait for my aching heart. Notoriously greedy for fuel, and wary of the effects of not having a supply of the same, we will ensure that we have other targeted prospects in hand. You may become the chosen one as my primary source of fuel, but the others will not necessarily be discarded. They will be retained as friends, who rank as high-producing secondary appliances, continuing to supply me with fuel. You think you have me to yourself, of course, That is the impression that I will create, but you are sharing me with the others who will be kept ready to replace you should you start to fail in your production of fuel. During the golden period, it may seem that there is just you and me, but I will be keeping other prospects warm and extracting negative fuel from one or more predecessors in the meanwhile. Then, without warning, you find yourself being devalued. You have your suspicions that we are playing away. Indeed, we are, as we use these secondary sources that we have kept warm. There will be others as we find additional people to draw into our network as we play them off against you. You will find you will be compared to these people, to friends and family, and always found to be wanting, as we press the devaluation against you. After this horrendous time, we will cast you to one side with a callous discard, and somebody else has replaced you. How did that happen so quickly? How were we able to move with such unseemly haste and find someone else who we now declare our love for? Easily. They were waiting in the wings all along. Now discarded, you may find that you're still involved in the dynamic as we play you against your replacement. We may focus on our new primary source and completely ignore you, utterly preoccupied with them. However, if you decide to make an appearance by coming into our spheres of influence, we may politely rebuff you to begin with, and if you keep coming back, you will then be a target for the drawing of negative fuel as we unleash malign hoovers against you. Sometimes there is a period of vacillation as we decide that we want you back, and thus there are benign hoovers as we devalue your replacement. We draw you in, reinstate a short golden period, and then move back, devaluing you and returning to the persons we have discarded. You are sat on one end of a seesaw. As you go up, she goes down, and vice versa. We stand in the centre, straddling this seesaw, gobbling up all the fuel that is pouring from you both. As our primary source in a romantic relationship, you will always find that there is somebody else involved in the dynamic. It does not end there, though, with the person who is our primary source of fuel. This addition of an extra player in the game happens throughout all our fuel-gathering activities. We set family member against family member, our brothers against our sisters, or one parent against the other. We treat one child as golden and the other as a pariah, as we have them compete for our blessings and affections. We pit one colleague against another, as they vie for that promotion which lies in our gift. We have a friend fighting against another friend in order to spend time with us at the expense of the other. We enter the online realm and have people backbiting, clashing and competing, all through a few keystrokes on the keyboard. We can never be satisfied with it being just you and me. We always have to involve others, and that involvement is not necessarily harmonious. There must be competition in order for the fuel to flow. Never think that we are dedicated to just you. Our need for fuel does not allow it. There is always someone else, despite what we may tell you. If you were ever able to ascertain the full extent of our machinations, schemes and plans, you would see so many lines radiating away from us, connecting us to you, to her, to him, and to many others, with lines running between the unknowing and knowing until it looks like an extremely complex organogram on the wall of an incident room in a police station. It can never just be you and me. There always has to be another.